folks, your old pal Joe D here. Thanks for joining me in another video. So normally I do videos about personal finance content, but this time I'm going to take a little diversion and talk about a project that I produced way back in around 2010. I'm going to pat myself on the back a little for being able to identify the future trends of our world. Actually, I didn't do that. But the person that the documentary is about has done that, and he's done these kinds of predictions repeatedly. His name's Ray Kurzweil. The documentary project we produced was called Transcendent Man. It was essentially about the life and ideas of Ray Kurzweil up until that time period. We followed Ray around for a couple of years from about 2007 to 2010. And if you're not familiar with Ray Kurzweil, he's a pretty famous inventor and futurist. And he's written many books about the concept of the singularity. The seminal book of which is The Singularity is Near, but he's since written The Singularity is Nearer. He's written books called Transcendence, How to Build a Brain, and many others. And the singularity is essentially the concept that eventually, and Ray picks the year, I think about 2045, we'll be able to live as long as we want by employing the technology we've created up until that time. And that's going to be a combination of artificial intelligence, nanotech, and biotech predominantly. Now, he also made the prediction in his book that by the year 2029, which as you know is right around the corner, we won't be able to tell the difference between human and machine intelligence or artificial intelligence. Essentially, an AI could pass the Turing test. So, as you can imagine from what I just described, this is a pretty fascinating documentary, but of course, Ray talks about what's going to happen further into the future. So obviously, as AI has really hit the mainstream in the last couple of years and we're seeing how powerful it is, it begs the question, where is this going to go? What is going to happen to humankind? Will the AI swallow us up? Will we have to turn it off? Can we coexist? Will we be one weird hybrid of a creature? It's hard to tell. But Ray makes his predictions in his books and, of course, in our films. So I just thought it was fascinating that we made, the movie premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2009. We then did some additional work on it and eventually released it officially in 2011, early 2011. And even though it is 14 years old, it is even more relevant today. So yeah, I figured, why not bring attention to this awesome project that I was a part of way back when? And by the way, if you don't know my history, prior to being the YouTube star that I am, I owned a post-production and production company in Los Angeles. My wife and I decided at one point after our son was born to try to work less. So we sort of did a downshift or a semi-retirement. And now we live in Florida, and I do personal finance coaching and fractional CFO work, and mostly for companies in Los Angeles who are still working on movies and media and entertainment. I'm going to show you the trailer here in this video, and then I hope that you'll be intrigued enough to go check it out. At the end of the trailer, you'll see the domain, transcendentman.com. You can go there, it's still a live website, and all the ways you can watch the film are listed there. So I hope you like the film, and I'll see you in my next personal finance video. Talk to you later.
The reason I'm calling today is to express my disappointment that you have invited this highly sophisticated crackpot and given him a national forum to express his pseudo-religious predictions that have no basis in objective reality.
If you go back 500 years, not much happened in a century. Now a lot happens in 6 months. Technology feeds on itself and it gets faster and faster. It's going to continue, and in about 40 years, it's going to be moving so fast, the pace of change is going to be so astonishingly quick that you won't be able to follow it unless you enhance your own intelligence by merging with the intelligent technology we're creating.
This guy is freaky. He says computers will have consciousness in just 25 years.
As we get to the 2030s, you're not going to be able to tell a clear difference between human and machine intelligence.
When Ray Kurzweil makes a prediction on so folks listen.
He predicted the collapse of the Soviet Union, described the rise of the internet, and foretold the year a computer would beat a chess champion.
He's an award-winning scientist and engineer, a millionaire several times over because of his inventions.
Ray Kurzweil.
These inventions may end up causing the worst war that humanity's ever had.
Corporations and governments and societies will be created and destroyed on the back of the technology that this book describes.
Inventor Ray Kurzweil thinks that one day humans may be able to live forever.
I want to live as long as I can. I don't want to die. If following Ray's regimen would put that day off, I'm very willing to do that.
I knew there was a reason I was keeping all this stuff, and he kept all this stuff. I do plan to bring back my father.
It's going to scare a lot of people.
The world is changing far too fast. Nothing like this has ever happened to Homo sapiens before.
These ideas are going to ultimately change the world.
We didn't stay on the ground, we didn't stay on the planet, and we didn't stay with the limitations of our biology.
I think Ray is performing the service of a prophet. That's wrong.
He has used the gift that he was given for the betterment of humankind. That's what I know.
It will be the universe waking up.